the magic part about our asana practice is that the shapes themselves are the medicine. So we just begin to move our body into these different shapes. We'll shift your emotional state just by changing your body posture and changing the rhythm of your breath. Namaste, my name is Kamala, and today I have for you another session of Chi Acu Yoga where we utilize self-massage, Qigong, and yoga to create wellness and resilience in our body, mind, and spirit. So today I'm going to do a session on Chi Yoga for stress reduction. Or this could also be used to interrupt a crisis. So sometimes we're going along and we get triggered or we get emotional or we get activated, especially in today's world, right? That we just need to take a pause, right? To take a time out. So this type of practice I'm going to show you is not necessarily for like a big workout, even though that's one way to interrupt a crisis though. That's one way to interrupt your emotional distress is by working out. And actually working out and physical exercise helps you build your storehouse of endorphins, which enable you to have more resilience to stress, okay? Endorphins are those bliss chemicals, those endomorphines, and we also get those for yoga. But for this particular practice, I want to utilize some essential oil because this is one of my tools that I use on myself. You can apply essential oils, and I have here frankincense. So for yoga, you generally want to use very calming, soothing, beautiful, uplifting spiritual oils, which is frankincense and sandalwood are probably the best. You could also use rose, is very beautiful for the heart opening. But you know what, in a pinch, anything will work, like even fir or spruce, like something foresty, that could really work. But here, I'm going to use some sandalwood. I'm just going to put some in my palms. So let's say I'm having a I'm having a stressful situation. I'm having something that I want to interrupt. So I'm going to take this in my hands, I'm going to put this over my nose, and I'm going to take some deep breaths. Through the nose. Okay, deep yogic breaths. 3 of those, 3 or 4, and those essential oils are going to go right to the limbic system of the brain. Okay, this is the emotional centers of the brain. And I want you to notice right off the bat if you have one nostril that's more blocked off than the other. And that's good information. It's not bad. You know, because there is a pattern of the flow. They switch every hour and a half. One of your nostrils is going to be more open than the other. But for today, we're not going to care which one's more open than the other, but we will do some alternate nostril pranayama. So you can come to any comfortable seat. If you need to sit on a brick, then that's totally fine. Sit on a brick, sit on a cushion, however you can sit. And we're going to block off the left nostril. Inhale right. Hold, exhale left, hold, inhale left, hold, exhale right, hold. And see, since you have the essential oil on your hand, ideally you are smelling it with each of these rounds. If you do not smell it, you can actually take some of your beautiful essential oil and put it around the rings of your nostrils. So each time you take a breath, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. you to go at your own pace now. But what I want you to work toward is increasing the exhale length and the exhale retention. Okay? In other words, let the inhale begin to shorten. The hold after the inhale can be relatively long, and then exhale for at least an equal part of that inhale retention, and then hold. And just keep going at your own pace. Alternate nostril. It's called anuloma viloma. And this in and of itself will begin to calm down your nervous system. It's going to balance the two hemispheres of the brain. Next time you exhale out of the left, let this be your last one. Beautiful. Now just please sit. Try to hold yourself up tall. Index touching the thumb. Tongue touches the palate. Let your eyes look exactly to the center of your brain. Just feel the breath coming in through your nostrils. Beautiful. Okay, release. Okay, let your hands come behind. If you were sitting cross-legged, I'd like to change our seat now to either sitting in Vajrasana or kneeling. Okay? If you're not able to kneel, then please utilize a brick or a folded blanket. And we're just going to tap this kidney 27, and we're going to tap them one at a time today. And this is something that you can always do to nurture yourself. Okay, kidney meridian, you want to calm this down. We're creating, there's a whole system called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. And that's what I'm drawing from here. Okay, but this is like one of my favorite points that I utilize a lot. Kidney, the negative expression of this energetic system, this will be fear. So if you get afraid a lot, please tap this point, and you're going to interrupt that fear pattern. Okay, then if you want to do them both at the same time, you can. But any kind of tapping, knowing that the tapping is a way that we're communicating. This is the language of our chi, language of our energy system. So just let yourself interrupt that. You're interrupting the crisis. You see, there's incredible empowerment in that, you guys. Okay, spleen, another one that if you've been coming to my class, you know this one. It's right in the ribs, in between the nipple and the armpit. Okay, spleen, worry, okay, negative expression of this energy system. So just interrupt the fear, interrupt the worry. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to change our pose again. We're going to come into this Mandukasana. So we're going to separate the knees. So again, if you need to sit on a block goes right underneath your seat. Okay, use 2 blocks if you need to. And then from this Mandukasana, we're going to cross our hands in front like this. Bring it up, tongue to palate. Breathing through the nose. synchronizing the two hemispheres of your brain. Excellent. Please release. And then the last one we'll do to interrupt this crisis is child's pose. So child's pose is a very deep, very yin pose. So if you want to have your head going on a brick, you can. You can stretch your arms out forward, or you can take them back like this. But just let yourself melt down into this child's pose. And if you need more support, you can always bring your head up like this. Or if you have it available, you can come all the way down into the full child's pose, stretching your arms out if you prefer, or taking them back. You can take your hands behind if you prefer, but just let your breath go long and just let yourself dissolve into your inner world. So child's pose is extremely yin, extremely inward pose. And it's okay to just retract from the outer world sometimes, especially if you're in any kind of crisis. Inhale, we're rolling up. Exhale, hands behind. Little lift to the chest. And we'll come into some cat rolls. Beginning to move your spine in a wave-like motion. The magic part about our asana practice is that the shapes themselves are the medicine. So we just begin to move our body into these different shapes. Thread the needle, reaching up to the sky, and thread. Exhale. And reaching up to the sky, and thread. So shoulder can come all the way down to the floor. Smooth, even breathing. We'll shift. Your emotional state just by changing your body posture and changing the rhythm of your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Thread the needle. One more. Exhale, thread the needle. Beautiful. Coming up, we're going to sit on our heels, stabilize. After the kneeling posture, you can come into a squat. If you're not able to squat down all the way, you can go back to a kneeling posture or a seated posture. So this squat is going to be a special squat for our interrupting a crisis, emotional self-care. So we're going to take our thumbs and we're going to place our thumbs at the special acupressure point right where the eyebrow meets the bridge of the nose. And we're just going to let the head rest in that point. Breathing through the nose. Okay, so here this entire bladder meridian, which governs the nervous system, is opening. It's becoming stretched.
thumbs are pressing this point that is at the top of the bladder meridian. Beautiful. Hands come together.
Then slowly making your way back to a kneeling posture.
Stabilize.
And then we'll come right back into child's pose.
And then from child's pose, we're going to begin to make some wave-like movements with our spine. So it's an amazing thing when changing our body posture, changing our breathing rhythm, can do for our mental, emotional state. And I've discovered, and also the yogis of ancient times, long time back, discovered when you change the rhythm of your breathing, change your mental state. So here I just want to invite you to take some wave-like motions. All I'm doing from child, I'm rolling through cat. When I'm at the top, I'm going to lower my hips, lifting my chin, and then if I want to lift my knees, I can. I don't have to. I can keep my knees down. If you lift your knees, you're getting more into an upward dog. But just experiment with this flow. Because as we move our spine in a wave-like motion, we're stimulating a flow of chi, a flow of prana that can and will transform our consciousness, change our mood. Last one. Inhaling at the top. And we'll come down, we'll sit in Mandukasana with the soles, with their toes together and our knees apart. Now if you need to sit on a block, you certainly can. Nothing wrong with sitting on a block. In fact, you want your buttock to be higher than your knees. If you need to sit on 2 blocks, it's also fine. And then we'll take a spinal twist. Breathing in and out. Great.
So now that we've neutralized our dynamic work with a symmetrical seat and a twist, we'll come into some supported forward bends. Seated forward bends, when they're supported, can be incredibly calming and soothing.
Today, we'll come into this Janu Shirshasana forward bend. So one leg will come into Baddha Konasana, the other leg is straight. I've put a brick here because I want to make this restorative and I want to rest my head, okay? So we're going to inhale, extend this arm, exhale, forward fold over the leg. Now you can rest your head, if you can rest your head on your leg, then that's fine. Otherwise you have your brick for support. And it's kind of nice to not, especially when we're doing restorative therapeutic work, it's kind of nice to not push yourself to your maximum, because we're trying to just take care of ourselves and be gentle. So you can even work even in the very highest setting of your brick. What we're going after is we want to stretch this meridian that's running down the back of the leg and the whole back, the bladder meridian, which is addressed in all forward bending postures. Yes, we can do it in the full Paschimottanasana, but I feel that it's better to do one leg at a time before we go into that. So I'm going to work without a brick. Just let yourself relax and melt. Actually, it does feel good with a brick. You can put your brick right on your leg if you want. Just relax and melt. Relax and melt. And keep opening the back of that leg. Obviously much deeper without the brick, but you're welcome to work however you need to work to nurture your body. Okay, we'll inhale coming up as a counter pose. We'll take our hands behind, let this foot go flat, and lift up. And we change sides. Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose, using support. Inhale. Exhale, coming over the leg. We never want to force or push ourselves to our maximum right off the bat. We always want to just go to wherever our edge is and hang out there. Breathing and relaxing at your edge. And going into the full. Can be held up to 5 minutes, even longer. But for the brevity of this video, we're just going to do this short hold. Counter pose. And exhale, lower. Then we'll come into Baddha Konasana, so we can neutralize that asymmetrical posture. Then stretching our legs out long, we will come into Paschimottanasana. Now I would like you to do it supported. So forward bends, they are addressing this entire bladder meridian, which runs from the pinky toe all the way up, and it ends at the eyebrow here. So it's huge, long meridian. It's the meridian. When you go to get a massage, your massage therapist is mainly working on that meridian when they work the back of your body. But in yoga, we can stretch it. And as we know, when we get a massage, it's very calming and soothing, and it feels good. And we can do similar thing with yoga. So all I want you to do is have your bricks, and I want you to just rest your head on your bricks. Okay? It's just a supported forward bend. Nothing fancy. Now if you can go into the full posture, then you don't totally can. But I'm just showing the supported, restorative version for the sake of this video to interrupt an emotional crisis, emotional issue. Okay, you can use the highest setting of the brick. You know, I've seen people make all kinds of structures with bricks just so they can rest their head in this posture. Because the more you can rest, the more restorative and therapeutic it's going to be. So you can work here. 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 There's so many options. This feels really good to me. Just work in a way where you can rest your body and feeling that flow of chi through that bladder meridian, the back body. And as you hold the posture, you might find that you can work lower. But it's actually not important how low you go. What's important is getting this flow through your back body. And if you have a nice long stay in Paschimottanasana, that will definitely change your emotional state. So the last posture that I'd like to give for this interrupting a crisis video is Shavasana on a chair, supported Shavasana. So we'll bring our lower legs up onto a chair. They can go through. If you, depending on what kind of chair you have, they could go out the outside. But just see if you can get the entire calf region of your leg supported, and then just lie back. Now Shavasana should never be underrated. It's probably one of the most important yoga postures. And it's always given toward the end, at the end, because it's here where we assimilate and digest all of the shapes, all of the energy flows that we have stimulated during the practice. And it is here where the practice becomes you. You reap the benefits. All the shifts you created in your energetic blueprint are being recorded here. It's all been recorded. Nothing that you did was lost. Everything is stored and is building your new body, your new foundation, your new life. In an extreme crisis, when you really just need to calm yourself down, you can just go right into this posture, covering your eyes. It really depends on what kind of emotion that you're going through. But normally in any highly charged emotional state, the primary focus that's going to help us is to calm down. And so posture like this will help us calm down. Okay, so when we're ready, we'll turn, we'll roll to the right side. Taking a few breaths on the right, and we'll push ourselves up to a seated posture. I thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has helped you. Please comment or contact me if you would like to learn how to join one of my live classes. Thank you so much. Namaste.